Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. This is me, Tanya, founder of the TNG Designs Group Limited. Don't forget to stick around till the end of this video because I've got a great little bonus for you. And in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about why free logos won't work. So as I said, we're going to be talking about why free logos won't work, especially for the longevity, because we want them to continue for the future and the duration of our business. Free logos can only take us to a certain extent, and sadly, it's only going to be a very, very short extent. And here's 3 reasons as to why they won't work. Okay, so number 1, we're going to look at the idea of formats. Now, what I mean by formats, I'm talking about your actual file formats, more specifically. So now, I know a lot of the times when you get a free file format, especially for your logo, or even when you have a smaller priced version of your logo, you're literally either going to be getting 1 file format or 2, maybe 3 at a very, very strong push. But the idea is you actually need to be able to have 5 at least file formats for your logo so that they can actually do the journey and with you for as long as it can with you. Now, we always understand, right, when we're starting a business, when we're starting our brands, this is what we need right now. We have this to-do list, this little tick list, checklist, if you like, of things that we need to have. And obviously the logo is usually there, but sadly it sort of ends up at the bottom. And even the brand, I would imagine that 9 times out of 10, understanding what the actual brand is, or the fact that you actually need one, is probably even lower than the logo. But guess what? We need to put that a little bit higher up, because do you know what? The brand is one of the major things in everybody's businesses, especially when you're trying to boost your own personality as well. If you don't understand what that brand is, you're not going to be able to do it as effectively as you know that you can do. And and getting the recognition that you know you deserve as well. The brand is the flesh, it's the meat, all that kind of good stuff that actually puts your logo out in the best possible way and actually pushes your logo out even further to the audience that you actually want to work with. So anyway, that aside, let me not continue with that. I could go on for days about that. But in any case, back to reason number 1, when you're looking at your file formats, you got to understand that your file, as I said, we're not just designing for this one little section right here, right now. Whether it's your website, whether it's just promoting your product. We don't just need it for that part right here. No, we need it to travel all the way and beyond. Not just on your product, but what does it look like on a t-shirt? What does it look like printed, in fact? If your file formats that you are given can't even be scalable, well then, you're not unfortunately going to be able to take your logo all the way through along your business journey with you. Reason number 2 is looking at the idea of scalability. Now, I kind of touched base on it just a minute ago. But when I'm talking about scalability, again, I'm talking about how scalable can your logo actually be. From that one little file format that you would have gotten for free or for a smaller charge, think about how big can that actual logo file version go. The reason why we have different file formats, especially at least up to 5, and we have little native files as well, when we're talking about Illustrator files or AI files, EPS files, those are all 2 versions of Illustrator files, or even PSD files as well, when you have big, large format files that you can actually tap into and be able to either edit yourself, or even when you're actually approaching other designers that need to use your logo, you actually have the ability to be able to scale up or even shrink down even smaller and not lose the quality of your logo. That's a very, very key thing. Yes, you can have a certain file format that you would have been supplied with at the beginning, but we need to make sure that the quality of it, when it does scale up, is still clear. If your logo is not as clear as possible, especially when we get to bigger file formats, that's a big distraction. We don't want our audience to be distracted about how fuzzy things are looking. No. We want them to be like, yes, that's the person I want to work with. I remember that logo. I remember that brand. I remember how things look. Yeah, those are the people I want to work with. And at the same time, if you're neglecting the visual aspect of what your logo is looking, just from being able to scale it up, what does that say about your business? What does that say about you? Let's keep the idea of professionalism. Let's keep the idea of knowing your stuff and positioning you in the best way clear and as possible, and as clear as possible, and as concise as possible. let's keep that clarity maintained throughout your logo journey and your business journey more so. Okay, so number 3, we're going to be looking at the idea of individuality. Individuality, oh my goodness, is this key? Only to the sense where, do you know what? If you're not being individual with what you're doing, without what you're presenting, your message, your branding, your logo, how are people supposed to differentiate between you and the next person? Yes, you can have free logos. Yes, you can have smaller charged logos. However, please be aware that there's going to be at least 1,000+ other people with the same logo as you. And at the end of the day, we're wanting our audience to come to us because we know our stuff, because we have positioned ourselves as that authoritative figure. So let's keep and maintain that idea for sure. And let's present ourselves in the way that we know that we deserve to be presented as. You know, let's get the attention, the good attention that we actually want. Let's start attracting the audience members that we actually want to work with. Let's build on those connections and let's make sure that we have that scalable file format that will take us along our journey, that will come with us along our journey. Address those key fundamentals. Think about all the aspects that you know about your why, your objective. You know I keep talking about this stuff, and lead with your values. I strongly urge you to do that because do you know what? The minute you start doing those things, the idea of what you see as your logo is going to be changing all the more better. And you're going to have a better idea as to what things or the way how people should actually look at you as well. When you get that clear in your mind, my goodness, is it such a game-changing moment. Not only for yourself, but equally for those who are actually wanting to work with you as well. So guys, I really hope that helped you. And please go back and watch this video again. Share it with other people. Make sure you're taking in all that you need to take in. And go ahead and make these changes and see how much of a game-changing move that you can actually start making for yourself. Equally, guys, make sure you download my free guide, which will actually start giving you every little pinpoint of information that you're going to be needing in order to be able to make sure that you actually take your logo and your branding more so to the greatest levels for your business as possible. Especially if you're starting out, even if you have an existing business, these are great things to be able to tap back into. Because do you know what? We're forever evolving. We're forever changing. We want to make sure that all these changes that we've made within our businesses, our logos and our branding is all the more better for it. And we're actually matching the values that have also evolved with us. So make sure you go ahead, download that guide, get all those juicy little nuggets, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.